Welcome back to Recipe for Crazy. This is part 2 of Don't Fuck with Cats. And if you didn't pick up on the metaphor, cats are essentially women, so just don't fuck with them pretty much. And also, if you didn't remember, this is definitely not Alanna saying these things. This is, okay, it's Alanna, it's me. I'm saying this, whatever, but welcome back to the show, okay? It's part 2 of Don't Fuck with Cats. Now, we never fuck with his cat. You see how cute his cat is, Frank. Oh God, Frank is so cute. I can't shake it. He's purring on my chest right now, and it's the sexiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
One time I asked a family member, if you could describe me in one word, what would that word be? And they said, opinionated. It wasn't the first time I've heard that. I've heard that a lot from people about who I am as a person. It's always interesting when people give you feedback on how you're existing on this planet. Like, oh, thank you for your Yelp review. Okay, I'll make sure to leave you one too, you fuckface. When it's unwarranted, obviously. Sometimes you ask, and that's on you if you don't like it. So I asked this family member, they said opinionated, and I was not either complimented or offended. I was very neutral about it, and I just found that word to be very true. I am opinionated. Pretty much what I've always wanted to do, I think, is express my opinions in different forms, whether it be to make you laugh or cry, or to make a movie or a show, write a piece of fiction, or tell a real story. You know, I'd always just like to express opinions because I'm opinionated, I suppose. And let me tell you, anything you hear me say, people change all the time. I might say something today, and tomorrow I might wake up and be like, men can read. Next week, you might hear me get on here like, holy shit, men literally are so smart. And if I do that, just know there is a gun to my head. So call the police. But, you never know. I do be changing my opinions at times, but I have a lot of them. And I've been thinking a lot lately about my purpose. Why do I do this? What's the point? Am I helping people? Am I hurting people? Am I wasting my time doing this? There's so much out there in this world, in terms of how you choose to be entertained and listen, what you decide to listen to and absorb. And, I'm very sensitive, and things I listen to and hear always leave something with me, which is why I have tried to be very careful about the energies I'm allowing into my life after coming out of an extreme depressive episode. And it's not just limited to people and who I talk to, but it's also what I'm consuming, what I'm watching, what podcasts I'm listening to, because I used to, and I still do, I love horror movies. I love psychological thrillers. I love things like that. But do realize that when you watch those things, you kind of put this energy into you that is eventually projected out into your reality. And it's right now, I can't really risk the potential of more negativity. I'm trying to be positive. And so this has all really forced me to think about what I say here, and to make it have meaning, and to also be very explicit in telling you that I don't ever take anything I say as here's the thing. Last night, I stayed up all night writing a story that I was going to tell on the episode this week, but I decided to wait, and I'm going to tell you next week. And I really thoughtfully wrote out this story because I really wanted to explain something to you very clearly. And, of course, there's humor in it, and there's an insightful takeaway. There's all the things, and it's something I think is really interesting and really puts just my career and just working as a woman in today's day and age and all these things into perspective. It's something I'll talk about at another point. But, I think naturally I'm very self-deprecating, and at times it can be funny, and then a lot of times it can be really toxic. And it's I say it as a joke, but a lot of times I really do believe what I'm saying, which is, again, why I'm being very careful about the things I say, I listen to, who I talk to, because I'm very sensitive right now for whatever reason. It's not always the case, but currently in this season of my life, I'm pretty sensitive. So I'm trying to be careful and watch my steps here, because I don't need to be cutting out any more chunks of my hair. So I'm not saying this to sound like I'm bragging or to like make myself sound like I'm anything fucking great. But since I was a kid, I have always been really fucking good at talking. Not all the time, but sometimes something comes over me and it's almost like I'm not controlling my body or my thought processes. It's like there's nothing I'm really thinking. It's just like I'm just saying things. And there have been periods in my life, and this has happened since I was a fucking kid, where I tell somebody a story, or I hear somebody's problems, and then I take those problems and I tell them a story in hopes that it will inspire them, help them, entertain them, whatever the case. And I have always been really fucking good at it. Exceptionally good at it. And I've had periods of my life where I've said things privately, publicly, in a group, or written something and someone read it. And then later, a person has come to me multiple times. And listen, I remember every compliment I've ever been given in my fucking life, okay? I have so much self-hate that anytime someone gives me a compliment, I have a special filing cabinet in my brain. I know everything anyone's ever fucking said. Literally, I remember, I'll never forget it, in high school, I was dancing as I was driving to a song. My friend and I were on the way to a bar, and she's like, oh my God, you have rhythm. And I never forgot that. That's just one example. I've about, 10 of those times in my life where people, I'm kidding. Anyways, I don't forget when people say something nice to me. I just don't, because I need it sometimes. I'm not saying that so you say something nice to me. God forbid. Please, God, stop taking pity on me. Anyways, I'm just being honest here. So I've had people come to me many times and tell me that I have changed their life. Now, when someone says this to you, you're like, I don't know what you're like, but me, I'm like embarrassed. I'm also like, I feel like it's a compliment, and it also feels like, holy fuck, it's like validation. It's like, yes, this is what I was meant to do. This is my purpose. I think we're all the fucking same. We all die in the end of this. Does anyone have any special purpose? No, we're all fucking people, and we're all animals. Like, I don't know if anyone's special. I'm not special, but it does validate me in what I do, because I'm constantly searching for reasons not to do anything, because sometimes I find it hard to find a purpose in just doing anything, because I so deeply feel that we are all so fucking equal and nobody is special, and that anyone thinking that they're better than anybody else is honestly just a piece of fucking shit. So when any time somebody tells me that I've changed their life or helped them in any single way, or that like I said something to them that they never forgot, or this story that they read made them cry or laugh, it's like these things mean so much to me on one hand, and it makes me feel like, holy fucking shit, this is what I was meant to do. This is my purpose. I'm fucking good at it. And I literally can't think of one other single thing on this planet I could possibly fucking do. Literally. There is literally nothing else I am capable of. And I mean that honestly. This is really all I've got. So when I've heard these things from people throughout the years, I'm like, thank fucking God, because my next option is literally getting a job at the public library. That's what I've got here. Okay. That's where we're at. So like, I don't know what else the fuck I would do besides what I do, which is, I don't even know what the word is. I call myself a writer. I don't know. Am I a content creator? Am I a podcaster? Am I a producer? I don't know. I'm Alanna. I don't know what the fuck I am. But all I know is whatever the fuck it is that I do with my mouth and things that I write down on pieces of paper when I've actually given it a little bit of thought and I'm in the right mood, it's fucking good and it's what I'm meant to do. And I'm not trying to brag when I say it. It's just the honest to God's fucking truth. And I've known it my whole life and I've been told it my whole life by people, and everybody that's ever worked with me or been around me in a very intimate setting and has seen me in action has told me and has literally been just blown away. Which blows me away. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'm literally a piece of shit. But okay, cool. This is what I'm meant to be. And yeah, so I don't know. So I say this because then on the other hand, I'm like, fuck. I want to delete everything. I want to live in a tiny room, the outskirts of society, alone, growing tomatoes and having really crazy sex with my husband who knows exactly where my G-spot is. And, I don't even care if we're legally married. We could just be like domestic partners, common law, whatever. I don't need a piece of paper. As long as we do a blood sacrifice or something. I don't know what we need to do. Just take knives to the palm and under the moon and chant and put our palms together and unite as one singular being and no longer just be two lonely humans just wandering the earth. I think my dream, I'm going to tell you what my dream has always been. This is part of my story that I was going to tell you next week, but I'll tell you a little tidbit now. My dream has always been that I would be a writer. I would live in a small town, very much like Johnny Depp in Secret Window, except I don't kill anybody and I don't have multiple personalities, So anyways, but kind of like that vibe, Johnny Depp Secret Window, that kind of house. I have a garden and there's a weird neighbor, but me and my husband are perfectly, my blood brother are intertwined, and we're just having sex all the time, and I'm growing tomatoes and we're eating a fresh bowl of avocado with slices of tomatoes that I've grown, obviously, and a squeeze of lemon, extra virgin olive oil, some sea salt, coarse salt, right? And I'm still depressed, even in my wildest fantasy, even in my wildest dreams, I still have depression. I can't escape it. And obviously I'm depressed, even though my life is perfect. It's exactly what I want, but this is what I am. I guess I've always dreamed of being a tortured artist. I don't know why. Too much Charles Bukowski. I read one book and that's the one I choose to read, and I'm depressed the rest of my life, whatever the case is. So here I am living my perfect life. This is my dream. And then I have my publisher, my agent calling me, Alanna, we need those pages. Please. You're the voice of the people. And the people need to hear from you. We need your book. We need your pages. Please, Alanna, get out of your depression. The publishers are up my ass right now, Alanna. You need to get to work. Snap out of it. And I'm like, okay, I promise. I'm going to do it. Even in my dreams, I'm procrastinating. I don't know. I swear to God, this has been my dream since I was a kid. Then I hang up the phone. My husband or my blood brother comes over to me and he's like, Alanna. He doesn't call me babe or honey or sweetie because that's fucking disgusting. He calls me by my legal name. He says, what's wrong? What's going on? And I say, I'm just really feeling the weight of the universe on my shoulders right now. And my agent is begging me for pages because I'm just the voice of the people and everyone needs to hear from me. And I just don't know what to do. And he holds me tight, hugs me deeply, kisses me, smooches me. Okay. And we're just totally in love. And he's like, Alanna, you are so smart. Look at all your books on the wall. You've read all those books. I know you have. You told me. And that's how I know you're so smart and you can do this. Just relax. Everything's going to be okay. We don't need the money. We're independently wealthy and money doesn't really exist in your dreams. And we just live off the land on this, piece of property that we owe absolutely no money on. There's no mortgage. It's completely paid off. And, we're just totally blissfully happy. And, you will feel creative very soon, but, let's just cuddle for 24 hours straight and watch a bunch of movies. It 1 and 2 and, just kiss and pop a zen in. It's totally chill that you do zen when you want to. I know you quit, but you still do it sometimes, and I totally understand. And it's not you lying to me. And like, it's okay. You're perfect. And I love you. And that's it. And then, literally the next day I wake up and I'm totally refreshed and I write the best story that has ever been told. And it literally brings people to tears and changes their lives. And then later I continue writing and I figure out what happens when we all die. And I incorporate that in the book, release it. I win a Mark Twain Award or Pulitzer Prize, whatever it is for writing. I win that, or maybe a Nobel Prize, because not only did I write the greatest novel ever written, but I also figured out what happens when we all die. So not only is it like the most beautiful piece of writing anyone's ever read, but it's also like this scientific discovery. It's like, holy shit, this woman, is she a woman? Is she even a human being? It's like, there's so much going on with this person. I don't understand. It's like, I'm so interested and fascinated by her. This is what she's meant to do. We've always known it. We've known it since she was a child, and like, my mom's alive, my dad's alive, and they're all perfect people. And they actually like checked my homework when I was a kid. So yeah, anyways, this was my dream. And that is when I'm manifesting. You say things out loud. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm very powerful. That's why I don't like candles. So, I might light a candle and just wish for a boyfriend. And then, maybe this is what will happen, because God, it's fucking times 10 with me if I ever try to, God forbid, I try and order an Etsy spell, the fucking world ends. Freaking all of a sudden our abortion rights are taken away. I can't do anything. Never cast a spell on someone with bad intentions. I've never done that in my whole life. And I'm being actually painfully honest with you right now when I tell you this, because I want to be very clear that I do know people who really, truly believe in magic. I'm not making fun of them. And honestly, their whole lives are fucked. Like, I'll never forget this moment. I won't say who it is, doesn't matter. But there's this person I know, their whole life was falling apart, and they had this checkers board, and on the board was a bunch of crystals, rocks, amethyst, rose quartz, whatever the fuck, pebbles, who knows, dried pieces of dog shit from outside. God fucking knows what was sitting on that checkers board. But all I know is I'm trying to help this person move out of their house. I go to move this checkers board with all the rocks, and they're like, don't touch that, don't touch it. I was like, what the fuck, why can't I move this? And they're like, I have these rocks specifically placed to keep my life good. I was like, how long has this board been here? A really long time. I stop, I look around this person's house. Literally, it's a pigsty. There's shit everywhere. It looks like, I don't even know how to explain it. Have you seen the show Hoarders? It's really the only way I can describe it. And honestly, it's exactly what it was. It's like literally just, it's dreadful. It's a nightmare. This person's life is completely falling apart all around them. I'm here trying to help them move. And this person's begging me not to touch this checkers board, because apparently if one stone gets moved a centimeter, their entire existence and everything as we know will completely fall apart, and their life will be ruined. And I look at them dead in the eye and I say, I don't know. Do you see what's going on right now? I feel like it might benefit you to maybe move a stone here. I don't know if this rock formation is necessarily working for you. And I use this story as an example because this person really does rely and gravitate towards these types of methods to do things in their life. Like, instead of going to therapy, they'll pay a psychic pay by the minute psychic to help solve their problems and engage in dark magic and all types of magic, And the only thing that ever does is have an adverse reaction. And here's the thing about magic and anything else, and what I truly believe in. God, Jesus Christ, we've talked about a lot of things, but I think this is important. I don't know why, but it's important to me in this very moment, so I'm going to say it. So anyways, what I feel about that shit is that they're tools. I think the most powerful thing in your life is yourself. You are the creator of your own universe, your own reality. I said this to Courtney on her podcast today. Think about the way you consume food, okay? The way your body reacts when you eat healthy and you exercise. When you keep doing it over even a short period of time, you start seeing results. And it works the same way with your mind. When you're thinking very negatively or positively, over a short period of time, those thoughts and those feelings and things you think and say about yourself to yourself, even when you're alone, start manifesting in your reality. And I think that these aren't tangible things. People talk about manifesting, they talk about all this crap, and it's not tangible. So sometimes people need to light a candle or chant or rub crystals together or create rock formations, because just trying to use their mind and their own energy as a tool doesn't feel as real as holding a deck of tarot cards, for instance. These are all just tools. I don't really believe any of those things are real. I 100% believe that actually a tarot reader could grab a deck of cards and tell you about yourself, but they're not. The cards, again, are just like a mechanism. It could be fucking anything. They could be holding feathers. And if they actually do have the ability to read your energy, the feathers would tell them the same fucking thing as this beautiful deck of cards. There's no difference. It's just a tangible item to make sense of a very complex and unbelievable concept that we have this sixth sense of creating things in our own reality. But I 100% believe that to be true and real. And I do fully believe that I created my own depression. It's like, oh, that this is possible and you truly believe that? Well, why isn't your life amazing? Because I'm a human being and I can't help but freaking be one. It's a human condition. We can't help but be like miserable at times. It's like this thing that fades in and out. It's like this carousel. We're on this conveyor belt. Everything's temporary. We're constantly moving, and one moment you're happy, the next you're sad, but none of it's permanent. And so I can't help but sometimes be in a very negative spot, and then I see my life not long after that be a direct projection of all those things I was feeling just a month before. So that's why, full circle here, I have been working very hard at staying present again, not consuming negative, anything negative, or talking to people that make me feel negative. And sometimes it's not even their intention. It doesn't mean someone's a bad person, but sometimes you talk to certain people and they just don't make you feel good about yourself. And it's not always on purpose. It's probably something that is wrong with you. Me specifically in this case. There's some people that just make me feel like shit, and right now I'm trying to avoid them. And it's like, a lot of these people mean the best. And I've been trying to tell my friends this. I'm so fucking done with people saying, oh my God, I'm so sorry. You've been through so much. Okay. It's over now. Can we stop? Please stop feeling sorry for me, because I feel like I feel it. I feel everybody feeling sorry for me. And now this is the result. Coming out of this insane depression. So I'm not trying to forget that my mom died, but I am right now, because I have to, as a means of survival. And I just can't take anyone else in my life coming over to me and telling me how bad they feel for me. All right. Thank you. It's not helping anybody here. Get over it. Because I'm trying to, and I say that to you because I'm saying it to myself. And, they're only saying it because obviously I've been projecting this sadness. And it's a cycle. It's like we're all feeding each other. It's like these people are feeding me their sorrows, their pity. And then I'm feeding myself this negativity. And it's just growing and growing and growing into this like untamable monster. And I'm trying to fucking kill that monster. So, right now, just anyone who feels sorry for me, I just have to be like, I'll call you back later. Love you. Bye. And I mean that. I'm not mad at anybody. I don't hate anybody. I just can't be, I just can't have anyone feeling sorry for me right now. I just can't do it anymore. At one point in my life, before I started this podcast, before my life completely went haywire, I was a bad motherfucking bitch. People were scared of me. I don't want to be that person again. I don't want anyone to be scared of me. But, I had to be that person because it was the role I was in. It was the character I was playing when I was doing what I was doing. And like I tell you, I'm a method actor, I go all in. I'm fucking Christian Bale and the Machinist. I'm losing 60 pounds. People are concerned for my health. That's how committed I am to the role of whatever life situation I'm in, okay? I don't do anything half-ass. Like, if I'm depressed, I'm fucking depressed, okay? I'm Googling the easiest way out of this. I'm Googling the nearest exit, okay? I'm really not, though. Don't call the police. I'm totally fine, of sound mind and capable. And it was just like this very short period. Don't be scared. Don't feel sorry for me. Anyways, everything's amazing and wonderful. And live, laugh, love, baby. I might go to Home Goods tomorrow and throw it up on my mantle. Get a matcha latte while I'm at it, okay? Everything's perfect and great. And I eat acai bowls in the morning. And I say my daily affirmations to myself into the mirror. Alanna, you're amazing. Alanna, your life is perfect. You're perfect in every single way possible. Whatever you do today, don't kill yourself. Just kidding. I'm too narcissistic to do that. Don't worry. Anyways, I really need to go get laid, and I'm probably going to do that this week. I'm making a hair appointment. I mean, I'm a virgin, so, I'm obviously joking. I've never had sex my entire life. I've never even seen a penis ever. And, I'm saving myself for marriage. I'm very innocent and sweet. And I'm saying this specifically for the man who intends on marrying me, who's probably listening to this right now because he's completely obsessed with me and in love with me, as I've mentioned earlier. And we are moving to a farm with Frank, and, and he's like so excited to eat my tomatoes, and that's just our life. And, I know he just like, but just like, this is for him. Like, please, babe, stop listening to my podcast. Like, this is for me. And it makes me feel really uncomfortable when you're listening to me talk to my friends. Like, I don't listen to you talk to your friends, at least that you're aware of. So, I would appreciate the same courtesy. Just let me have this, please. Like, we obviously breathe each other's oxygen and like consume each other 24 hours a day and like never get sick of each other. But when I tell you to leave me alone, you totally do. And the second I ask you to come back, you come back like in like 0 seconds and never make me wonder or think. And like everything's out on the table except for the fact that I really haven't read any of those books that you think I read. Besides that, like, you know everything about me. And so I just would appreciate if this was like the one thing that was for me. Okay. Again, I'm really fucking weird. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. If you really do take pity in my life and feel so sorry for me, oh my God, poor Alanna, then please leave me 5 stars and completely lie to strangers that are checking out my podcast, wondering if they should listen, like really gaslight and manipulate them into doing it so I can keep doing this, so I can keep grabbing my microphone and just saying ridiculous things that I think. And, sometimes the show is entertaining and sometimes it's absolutely fucking trash. You never know what you're going to get. You might not hear from me for 2 months, but I promise you they'll never happen again, but maybe it will. I don't know. I'm a human being who's like totally fucking insane. This is the last thing I'm going to tell you. Holy fuck, this is important actually. And then I'm done. How long are we at? Holy shit, almost 2 hours I've been talking. I literally could talk to myself forever. That's scary, dude. Okay, here's the last thing I'm going to fucking tell you. Holy shit, 2 hours. I need to cut some shit out. I'm going to tell you this one thing. Listen, here's the thing about horoscopes. Okay, I've never been a zodiac girl. Okay, I'm not meeting men and asking them their birth time and location. I don't give a fuck. I have too much on my mind. The last thing I need to do is learn about zodiacs. I can't even read a fucking book, okay? So here's the thing. This is what I realized recently, okay? Everyone thinks it's so motherfucking cool to be autistic, to have a mental disorder. I don't know what the fuck happened in this world, and all of a sudden it's cool to have to be clinically insane when women used to when we used to be getting shocked, electroshock therapy for this shit. Okay. Now suddenly it's cool. Like, haha, I'm autistic. Like, this is like, I can't be in a social setting. I hate people. I feel very uncomfortable in group settings. I'm socially awkward and I'm autistic. Anyways, let's party, people. What's your birthplace and time? I need to know your zodiac sign. Bitch, you love people. What the fuck are you talking about? You are not autistic. I cannot stand the fact that it is trending to have a mental illness. Number one, why are we putting labels on the way your fucking brain works? I don't know. It's weird. I don't like identifying people into a class of mental disorder. And here's what I realized. My other epiphany. God damn, I've learned a lot today. And this is just a fucking Tuesday. God damn it. This is what I realized. You read a zodiac sign, okay? You just read a fucking daily horoscope. You're under the belief that it's yours, that it's meant for your zodiac sign. I don't know what you are, a Scorpio, Sagittarius. God forbid you're a Gemini. Get the fuck out of my face. Just kidding. I love everybody. I really do. And, whoever, whatever you are, doesn't matter. Let's just pretend, let's suspend disbelief and pretend I actually, believe in all that shit. I mean, some aspects of it, of course, I actually do low key, but I think some people take it too far, similar to how they think because they feel uncomfortable at a party that they're autistic. I think if you read any daily horoscope, you will relate to all of them. And I find the same similarities in reading mental disorders. I don't know. They all sound very similar. I'm sitting here. I mean, I don't want to give myself away. I'm not trying to expose myself here. But I could read any one of these things, be like, oh, that's me. I'm OCD for sure. Oh, yeah. I'm on the spectrum a little bit. I'm ADHD or ADD. I don't know which one it is. Whatever it is, I'm that. Borderline personality disorder? Maybe. I do cause emotional scenes. I have emotional outbursts, quite possibly. I could be on the borderline of something. Narcissistic. It's been alleged, quite possibly. Sociopath. Honestly forgot what it means. Maybe. I mean, all these things sound so fucking similar, and you start reading this shit and you're like, God, am I all these things? God, you start going insane. You're like, where's my jacket? The one that goes behind my back to make sure I don't scratch my eyeballs out of my face, because I don't even trust myself anymore after reading all this crap. This is why I try not to learn anything. This is why I don't read, because then I read, I'm already thinking enough. I don't need to think anything else. All right. Get the fucking words away from me. God forbid, don't come to me with any fucking philosophical shit unless it's Eckhart Tolle, who's literally trying to gaslight me into not thinking anything. That's all I need to learn about, is just to stop. Silence. Stop educating yourself. You don't need to know anything. Please, Alanna. This is why I don't read. And so this is what I think. I think anyone who's obsessed with their horoscope probably thinks they're autistic, because I don't know, it's all kind of in the same category to me. And you could be autistic. Who fucking cares? What does that change? I don't know. I know people who have literally not one mental disorder, and it's impossible for me to have a conversation with them. Literally, the more normal, quote unquote, a person is, if you are familiar with people who are on the spectrum and anyone who has Down syndrome, you know that they don't say normal. It's I don't even know. I'm not even going to go there, but whatever it is, I don't know. I know a lot of people who are textbook, average, ordinary, normal, well-functioning adults. And I find it extremely difficult to have conversations with these people. I mean, I don't know. So I'm so tired of people trying to identify themselves with something that's categorically stigmatized as not being like everybody else. Who is everybody else? I don't know. The more you get to know anybody, the more you start to realize that we're all the fucking same, and everybody has issues, and we're all fucked up, and nothing's perfect. I don't even know. What the 2 hours, people? I've been talking to myself for 2 hours. Holy shit. That's wild. Here's the last thing I'm going to tell you. This is the last revelation I had, and this is where I'm going to leave you. Here. Since the beginning of time, men have described their ex-girlfriends to their new girlfriends as crazy. Oh my God, my last girlfriend was crazy. Holy shit, she was crazy. 9 times out of 10, these women were not crazy, and the men really were the reason for them going insane. I think every once in a while, you do get a bad egg in there, and the woman quite possibly could be insane. Absolutely, just because you have a vagina doesn't mean there's something wrong with you, okay? People are fucked up here, all right? Nobody's perfect here. Anyways, that's what men do. Men describe their ex-girlfriends to their new girlfriends as crazy. And we all know what it means. That he's a fucking prick. On the other hand, this is what women are doing these days. And I'm sorry, women, for having to call you out, but somebody's got to do it. And I'm not going to sit here and stroke your ego and tell you that you're amazing and you can do no wrong. Yes, you can. I don't think we should be out on these streets ruining everybody's lives because of however you want to rationalize it. All right. We need to correct our actions. So this is what's happening with women now. Women are now telling everybody, not even their new boyfriends. And listen, I've done it myself, but I will be honest. I've only done it when it was true, when it was textbook true, diagnosed by a psychologist true. But this is what women are doing. They're telling people, they're telling the internet, and they're telling every man that comes into their life, my ex-boyfriend was a narcissist. Do you know how many times I fucking heard this? I don't know. How many people can fucking be a narcissist? I didn't think it was that common. However, is every human being selfish? Yes. But does that mean they're a fucking narcissist? No. But when I hear women say, my ex-boyfriend was a narcissist, I get the same feeling that I get when a man says, my ex-girlfriend was crazy. I immediately don't believe you and start thinking, what did you do? And I say this to tell you, to warn you that maybe you should go easy on describing that. I think when you're talking to a man, but anyone you just dated, you should paint a very flowery picture because, these men are dumb, as I've explained to you. And they're going to be like, oh, he treated her like that. And he might treat you like that. You can't be telling these guys that your ex-boyfriend was a narcissist. I don't know, maybe in the future, once he loves you and you have baby trapped him, you can, get deep and explain these dark things that have happened to you in your life. But you don't want to tell them right off the cuff that your ex was a narcissist. I don't know. It comes off as fucking weird, to be honest, just as much as how you feel when a guy tells you his ex-girlfriend's crazy. It's like, well, what did you do? That's where your brain goes. So, post on social media, do whatever the fuck you want to do. But listen, as somebody who posts online about the inner workings of their relationships and their brain, I'm telling you, it doesn't do you any favors in the dating world, not in the slightest. So I say all this to say, because there is a rare occasion that I will hear a man say, my ex-girlfriend was a narcissist. And I realize what that means now. It's very different. When a woman says it, it means that he was a piece of shit or that he probably dumped her and never committed to her. That's usually what it means. It means either he actually was a narcissist or he dumped her ass. And, so he's a narcissist because he loved himself too much to be with her. Sorry to say it. So that's the thing. That's what it means when a woman says it, in my eyes. I don't know. Or that they're maybe stretching the truth a little bit. There's always that gray area. Or they don't really understand the basics of psychology. So there's that. And then when a man says it, it only means one fucking thing. There's nothing else. If a man tells you his ex-girlfriend was a narcissist, it means that she wasn't sucking his dick. And that is what I realized today, because this is what it dawned on me. And I don't think it's conscious. I think men are very simple creatures. And, I hate to say it, and I'm not trying to humiliate women or, I don't know why it's so insulting to suck a dick. This is what I'm getting at. I actually find fellatio more intimate than having sex. I do not do that unless I'm in a committed relationship 100%. Never, no, I won't do it. it's just my personal choice. You know, everyone has their own rhythms. Okay. Everyone moves differently on the dance floor. This is just how I twirl. Okay. So I say that to say, you know, everything moves so fast with the Italian, and, you know, he was just so in tune to my body and like played it like a fucking guitar. Coincidentally, he was a musician. I don't know if they're connected, but he knew exactly how this instrument worked, and he really played it well. And, you know, he was all about it, and he really never asked for anything at all. And so I really got caught up in the fact that I was finally reaching heights that I've never gone to before. And I totally forgot about this man. In doing that, I forgot the most important part of a relationship, and that is sucking your boyfriend's dick. Because I'm telling you what, it doesn't matter if they're asking for it or not, how long you've been in a relationship, but you will avoid a lot of problems and get away with a lot if you do it and you do it right. And, you know, I really do think if I actually was putting the time into that, and here's the thing, he didn't really give me much opportunity. It's not like I was like rejecting it. There were times I would attempt to do it, and then it would like turn into me. And I'm like, who am I to complain? Who am I to stop you from doing that? I've waited my whole life for this moment, you know? And oh God. Anyways, listen, I mean, I don't know how much more I need to explain to you, but let me just put it into perspective for you one more time. This man told me at one point that it is his dream to own and operate a orphanage for dogs. And I am not making this up. It sounds unbelievable, but I swear to God that he told me on several occasions, we had conversations about this, that it is his life's goal, end game, to live on a very large property with a bunch of stray dogs. That's what he wants to do. Also, he doesn't even have a dog or furniture for that matter, or a couch for that matter. Okay. Now we spent the first 30 minutes of this episode explaining everything how I feel about dogs. So this is a perfect way to end this. I mean, to be totally honest with you, I'm traumatized by dogs. Okay. I literally lived with fucking Rambo and Creed. Okay. It was a constant fight that I was having to break up. Okay. Blood shed with these two rescues. I couldn't handle it. And, you know, I'm coming to learn I'm actually a cat person. And, you know, dogs are, I don't know about them. I love a dog. Nothing against a dog. I say that. Please never send me a picture of your dog. I could give a fuck. But I do like dogs. I enjoy them as you know, living creatures on this earth, and nothing against a dog. Love a dog. Could probably have a dog again. But do I want to live in a house with like 100 dogs in the back? Fuck no. I'm like, dude, have you ever owned a dog? A nonprofit. I forgot that important piece of information. His dream is to own a nonprofit dog sanctuary. I don't know. Maybe this is something women really like to hear. Maybe typically a girl who shops in the clearance section of Home Goods and has live, laugh, love on her wall would really be bedazzled, blown away by a man. What are you eating? Stop eating my phone charger, Frank. God, he's so jealous of my phone that he's trying to destroy the charger. Stop plotting my downfall, Frank. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe another girl would be blown away, just so impressed by the fact that it is this man's ultimate goal, dream, and this man just wants to give his life to dogs. I'm not that fucking person, dude. Like, that's fucking weird to me. I'm sorry, but I say this now, but I'm telling you, I'm being so fucking honest. He's telling me this, and I was literally willing to look past it. That's how good it was. Okay. That's what he was doing here. Okay. Not only that, but the man didn't even have a working radio in his car. He had a JBL speaker in the back. Okay. This guy literally couldn't be anything further from like being a man that could potentially be I don't know. He just had his pen dipped in a lot of inks. One night, it was the night that I went off about the Instagram stories. It's definitely aided in that, lapse in judgment on my part. But we were on the phone right before I went on his social media, and he told me that he had this brilliant business idea. He was going to put pictures of comic books and like superheroes on bed sheets and mass produce them and sell them. This was his idea to finally break the shackles of working for the man and finally being able to, I don't know. As a person who has just like a very basic understanding of how the world works, I just know sometimes when something's a good idea and when something's a really fucking terrible idea, and when you actually really like someone, you find it really hard to tell them, like, dude, this is like actually the worst idea I've ever heard in my life. A non-profit dog sanctuary, and we're selling Spider-Man sheets out the back. Okay. This is the future I was looking at and what I was trying to work past for the sake of an orgasm. Okay. That's literally what I would do for someone who would find my G-spot. I don't know where I was getting at. We've been doing this for 2 hours. Whatever I fucking missed out on, I'll tell you next week. I think I've said enough. I think honestly, I don't even know if I ever need to speak another word again. I might become a monk after this episode. Goodbye. I love you. Please, if someone finds your G-spot, be careful. Really, it's a scary thing. It's frightening. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, but it's really terrifying. And I don't know, it changes you as a person. And with that, I say goodbye. Have a good week. Give me 5 stars, please, for God's sakes, even if just whatever you do, lie to the people. Bye.